Sir, do you hear me? Sir, do you hear me? Do you react to me?
Okay. Yeah, no, certainly, of course. Yeah, we've got almost 4 reds so far. Excellent. I haven't got the exact count, but start slowing them up. Or, they should be like less than 5 minutes back. I just saw them circling in the straight.
Okay, so as we talk, red towards the location. Correct.
Right.
I was working on the helicopters, the Labrador helicopter at the time, and when I was looking at the SAR Techs moving their gear in and out of their plane, like stepping in with their scuba diving suit or parachuting out of the aircraft, I figured, well, this is a job that I'd like to get into. Well, I've been flying the Buffalo since 1984. And it's an amazing machine. Due to a large wing, it's got a lot of lift and a powerful engine with the props. Basically, we can land in a very short distance, like they say, like a football field. I mean, this airplane, depending on what the winds are, the temperature, I mean, we can climb like really quick. As soon as we start rolling, it's not even like maybe a little bit over 300 feet, and the wheels are starting to kind of lift off the ground. So it's pretty amazing to see that aircraft perform. And as well as landing, like this aircraft will come like almost vertical with the strong winds. And I mean, we land in a short, so we can land in some gravel runways up north, anywhere that we need to land to evacuate a village or anything like that. So that's a great capability that we need as well for search and rescue, in my personal opinion. And right now he's wearing what we call like a bush suit, and he's dressed like to go into the trees or into some harsh terrain. And then he's wearing what we call a SAR PEL, search and rescue personal lowering device. Okay. Most of the time, like, we have a medical kit inside, what we call a penetration kit. It's a large medical bag that is.
Nathan, can you tell me some of the challenges of, jumping out of a plane with this kind of a gear attached to it?
It's extremely uncomfortable. It doesn't fit the greatest, and it's heavy. We've had guys that have been injured just jumping off the ramp because of the weight that they're carrying. I mean, I'm over about 300 pounds here right now. So.
And what kind of challenges does that present when you're actually free falling or in a parachute?
Well, in the event of a malfunction, it can definitely create challenges. But it's for us, it's training that we do all the time, so we're very much used to it. And once under canopy, it's not too bad. The only thing it does create is a little bit of visibility issue with the SAR PELs. That you get the LPY, and you have the Elmo and the SAR PELs itself. It kind of tends to get up in front of you quite a bit, and you can't exactly see your landing spot.
I've always liked the operational side of the Canadian Forces. So this is operational every day. Every day I come to work is a big day, and I really enjoy that. You wake up in the morning, you're never really sure what you're going to be walking into, and it could just be a day of training, which is always good. But I mean, you could seriously be really saving someone's life, or just even getting them out of a mess and back to their family, and it's a rewarding feeling. So I mean, that draws people to the trade for sure.
Yeah, Christian, so I'm just going to get you to tell me about the gear that you have to carry when you're jumping out of the aircraft.
Okay, so with the cormorant like this, when we're working with the helicopter, the best way of getting in and penetrating a scenario is to land if we can, right? That doesn't always happen. There's mountains, there's water, there's big tall trees in BC, so we can't always land. So we'll hoist. We have two two hoists off the aircraft capable of almost 300 feet to lower us in. We'll come out of the big door here. And to do that, we need to have our hoisting harness on and this kind of ensemble here to ensure security. And we just hook that up right there to the hoist. And then ordinarily when we're coming in, we bring what we call a pen kit, a penetration kit. And that's got enough to run most of our basic protocols. Anything from intravenous to splinting to all that kind of stuff. So we definitely don't want to leave that behind. We want to bring that in. So this only weighs about maybe 45 pounds here, so that's not too bad. So we'll strap that onto us. We also have a full complement of mountaineering equipment in there that we can hoist in and set up systems if we need to get somebody out of a crevasse or they're stuck on a rock climb. Of course, we could also be exiting the aircraft in a scuba ensemble if there's somebody that's trapped inside of a boat or needs help if the sea's really rough. It's a little easier to go in with scuba gear, so we could exit that way as well. So we could be dressed any number of ways. We kind of bring everything we possibly can, so any scenario that we find we'll be able to deal with.
This is our gear that we bring with us daily. Got various helmets. So this bag is our helmet bag. Standard kind of nose shoe. This as well, with some basic essentials for mountain climbing. But inside of these kits, I have everything I need to survive in the Arctic. Our job is diving, and it can even be surface rescue swimming as well. So another part of our personal gear would be, so that's our dry suit. And that would be our buoyancy compensator for doing our scuba diving, which we carry with us all the time as well. So we always have our dive gear with us.
Have to be ready for anything.
Anything. So you don't know when you leave that day or when you put your equipment on the aircraft.
Hey, Christian?
Yeah, we're going to be ready. He has a pen kit.
We try to practice one of these at least once per year for each SAR Tech. This is part of their medical research that they conduct annually. It's the last part of the research. Rest assured, this has happened a lot in the past. This is a best case scenario in that we have 5 SAR Techs that are able to attend to. We recently had one approximately this time last year up in the Arctic. There were a lot more victims at that time. As luck would have it, we had an exercise we were planning at the time, and we had people on the ground that were able to respond quickly. However, yeah, like you say, this is realistic, and it has happened in the past, and it is chaos on the ground at first, and you need to be organized is first and foremost.
Laying down, if we get Tony to config the cabin and check, we'll be ready to load in less than 5 mics. The thing is, there's no real way to prepare for all the situations that you could possibly find yourself having to go visit. And by that I mean there's weather variables, there's topography and geography variables, there's the status of the person that you're going to rescue variables. All these things mixed together to make every mission different from the last one. So what we endeavor to do in training is to maximize our ability to prosecute these kind of things kind of one step at a time. We train all the time, and you have to be able to, in the middle of the night when it is kind of crappy out, be able to react to all the different kind of variables that are going to be placed in front of you. So yeah, we can't just go out when we're needed, because we won't be at the highest level we need to be. As I said earlier, like I show up in the morning and I'm operational right now. Much like when people get deployed to places, we're deployed the minute we show up. So keeping that in mind, it's in our favor to be training all the time to keep ourselves at a high level of readiness to be able to go out and do this.